the winning quilts of Quilt Festival, quilt show actually, and so there's lots of different categories that these go in, but I want to show you the ones that I won't show you all the ribbon ones because they're kind of dispersed throughout the entire show. And if you want to see better close-up photos of these, because I'm going to show you right now as I flip this around, I can't get as close to these quilts as I would like, but I can give you a good view of these ones. So this is the Master Award for Innovative Artistry. These are also on the Quilt Show website for these quilts if you want to see better close-up pictures. But the artistry behind these quilts is amazing. So these are presented by Janome, and each of these quilts, both this one and this one over here, are $5,000 winners. This is the award for thread artistry from all brands. I wish I could get closer to show you this one, but that's as close as it's gonna get. And the artist for this one is from Japan. As you can see, there's so many other quilts back there, but the one that was requested was Ricky Tim's quilt. Now this is Handy Quilters presents the Best of Show Award. So this is Ricky Tim's quilt, $1,200, $500 for Best of Show. And I'm going to show you this right here. So if you want to pause this video later, you can read all about it. But if you're not familiar with Ricky Tim's, go do some Googling, because I wish I could get closer. You know, the stitching in this must weigh so much. It's like from the top up there all the way down to the bottom. It is incredible. The piecing that went into it, the colors, the clock even is incredible. And he's got a nice, very big ribbon over there. So there's Ricky Tim's quilt. Over here we have Innova's prize winner right here. So the Master Award for Contemporary Artistry. So this one won $5,000. I'm going to show you a picture of the quilt here. And if you can see, if I hold really, really still, you can see the concentric, like the rings around. So the rings are all in thread, and that texture is created by dense quilting and looser quilting. There's that pretty little red ribbon right there. And then I'm going to come back over here so you can see more on the artist from here in the United States. And these are like the top of the top quilts. Most of the quilts in this arena here are top of the top quilts, but this is the absolute tippy top of that. So this one is another, this one's from eQuilter, and it's the Master Award for Machine Artistry. They got $5,000 for this quilt, which I'm sure doesn't even begin to, you know, make up for all of the time spent. And if you can, go online and look at this one up really, really close. I can't get close to it because of the ropes, and probably because, you know, it is a very beautiful quilt. But that one is actually number 2. So I imagine there is a number 1 that goes with this as well. But the thread colors in that one are amazing. And then here is the last one that I'm going to show you. I will show you my favorite quilt, I think, in the entire show while I'm on this live here, because it's amazing. So this one is for traditional artistry from the Grace Company. And here is the artist is from Japan. And if I can get like way back here, I can show you the quilt as a whole. And the reason I'm doing this live now is because come next weekend, you will not be able to get these pictures without a million people in front of them. But can you see all those teeny tiny hexies? Like, I cannot imagine how many that is. And this quilt is very big. Okay, so you can see it like paired next to the chair that's next to it to get you a little bit of a, a view and scale here. And all those tiny hexes, like I'm pushing the limits here at what the rope will allow me to do. But let's take you around a little bit while I go find my favorite quilt, because I keep getting a little bit lost in here, but I'll take you around and I'll show you some of these. These quilts were precious. So we'll just kind of move through a little bit, but there's a ribbon right there. There you go. Isn't he cute? Okay, I saw this one yesterday. I got to see him. Look at the details in him. Look at those wrinkles. Is he not the cutest? So each one of these sections is kind of a different category. I imagine this one has to do with pets or animals. I'm not entirely sure what the category is. He is cute too. That is adorable. Here, I can zoom in. Look at like the details of his tongue. So you can see how they got that highlight by doing all of the really close-up stitching. And then it's so cute. Hey Isabel, thanks for watching. Yeah, there's so many more quilts to see. I'm taking you to see my favorite one after I showed you all of the major award-winning quilts. So this section is probably, we're getting real close to my favorite one here. That one is incredible. The pixelation in it, as you get closer to it and you really examine the detail of everything in the background. I'm not entirely sure what this one is, but it's very pretty. Oh, it's fish. Fish? Maybe. I'm not certain. Hi, Mom. It's good to see you. My mom's on my YouTube live. Thanks, Mom. So if you do not have the opportunity to come see this show, know that I'm going to do my best to give you a good representation of what it's like to be here in person. Know that it is much more comfortable to see it at home, but there is nothing like seeing it in person. For instance, this quilt, while it's gorgeous, like it doesn't reflect on film that great, but do you see the sparkle that is in that seaweed? So that is actually like metallic thread that has been sewn with that into the seaweed, kelp, I'm not sure what that is. And you just get such a mix of talents. Now, this was not my favorite, but I do love it so much. And we are almost to my favorite one, at least from what I've seen so far. I've not had the opportunity to see the entire quilt floor yet because I keep running around and sparkly things keep capturing my attention. But this one right here is definitely among my favorites, not only for the oblong shape that it is. So it's mounted on a piece of black, but the border is also black, okay? Look at the detail that goes into this quilt. So there's felt around the outside, and it is just straight cut. There's tons of thread. There's extra essence added to it. There's little sparkly things. I'm not touching it, just so you know. I keep saying I'm not touching it because that's more for my own benefit, because I desperately want to touch all of them. But look at the texture that this one has. There is a glitter tulle in it. There's braided things. There's feathers. There's lace. There's thread. There's beads. I mean, can you imagine the time and the creativity that it took to create this quilt? It was definitely a labor of love. Yes, hey Lori, hi Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. I think this quilt is stunning too. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna share who the artist of this one is. It's available for purchase if you like. If you want to send this to me and purchase it for me, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm just kidding. But it is, wow, right? Like it just looks like a world that I would love to be transported into. This one was also like up there in my favorites because I love these blocks. I love like the pixelation of it. And here, I can show you the detailed quilting, tiny little blocks. Those are really fun to make, but then when you back up, you see the entire quilt as a whole. And all of those blocks start to make sense in the bigger picture, right? And because I'm having fun explaining these to you, I'll keep going a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful thread work on this one, as well as all of the different I don't want to say piecing. It might have been a whole cloth quilt. I can't see. Let me see. That one must be this one right here. So hand painting and machine quilting. So it is definitely a large whole cloth that was hand painted and then machine quilted over, which doesn't mean it's any less work. It's an incredible work of art. Okay, my friends, look how cute he is. So he is actually 3D on the quilt. And he has this lovely little ecosystem that he is, and you can see him in comparison to the flower quilt that we just saw right there. And the braided pieces of twine, the embroidered beautiful leaves. Again, I'm telling myself that I'm not touching it because I really desperately want to touch it, but he's so cute. I'm going to finish out this row, and then the market actually closes today. Today is the last day of market, so it actually closes today at 3 instead of the 5 o'clock that it has on the past days. So we get kicked out a little bit early today. This one looks like another world that I want to go into. Maybe a little bit windy, but very Van Gogh Starry Night vibes in that one. Completely different world, but still beautiful. These ones on the end here I can get closer to than the ones like right in the corner, but can you see the very, very dense quilting, that stippling that makes this incredible texture all over it? And how once we get down here, this raw edge applique creates layers and layers, and there's threads, and the wind is blowing this quilt a little bit, but how beautiful is that? And for fun, look at all of the other quilts that they're artisy. It just keeps going. So I hope that you enjoyed that little peek and seeing the award-winning quilts. Do go onto the website because there are better close-up photos that I can't get here because the lighting here in the, oh, I got this from Shannon Fabrics. It's so soft. It's a scarf actually, but it's a little warm on this side today. But the lighting in here, so you can see those bright, it's not what you need to take beautiful photos of these quilts. So go look at the winners on the Quilt Festival website or Quilt Show website. I'm gonna do that forever. And go check them out. Go give those artists some love because that's not a quilt that you make, yeah, you know, why not? Because you feel like it. That is a quilt that you make because you know it's going to be a one-of-a-kind art piece and it is going to be a treasure forever and ever and ever. So go give those artists some love, and I will see you later on in another video about the quilt show. Have a good day.